Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to export lines from AutoCAD and import them into 3ds Max. In this instance we're creating a ramp and we're using this because AutoCAD you can more easily snap to these contour lines than you can to kind of a complicated surface like this in 3ds Max. So opening back up AutoCAD, I've already created a new layer called ramp. So I'm going to select on polyline and I'm going to just draw kind of a not realistic ramp because they would have landings, but in this case I'm just going to do one continuous ramp and snap to each of these contour lines. So once I get to the end, I'm just going to draw this back and snap to the same contour lines that I did in that first line up. And then when I'm done, I'm just going to click here, type CL for close. So now 3ds Max will be able to read that as like one line, and when I create a solid from it, it will be able to read that easier. So now that I've got that line, I select it and type W block. And I'm going to save that here, and I'm just going to call it ramp 2.0. And now when I open my 3ds Max file, I'm going to click import. And this should appear in my downloads. And all these default settings are totally fine, but I can't see that line, but when I go underneath I can. So even though I've got wireframe on, it's not particularly transparent. So I'm just going to turn off that layer, just double check where the first landing is. Awesome. So for this ramp now, I need to change the heights so that they match the surface that I have. So under this shape, it's been imported as an editable spline. So I'm going to select vertex. And I'm going to right click on the move tool to get this pop up. And I'll select each of these points starting at 1 and change the Z direction. So that first ramp was at 1 meter high starting point. And I know that each increment is an extra ½ meter. So this next one will be 1.5. Change the next one to 2 and so on. So I'll just quickly do those. All the way up to 3.5. And then if I wanted to check those, I can just see in the absolute world that this is 2.5, that this point is 2, this point is 1.5. And so I know that I've put all of those points in the right space. And I can now bring back this and I can see that that's sitting better on that surface. And just to quickly give this ramp actual form and not just a line, I can quickly go into the modify list, type in bevel, select that, and I'll go out of wireframe and I'll go in as edged faces, and you can see that has appeared there. It's 4 meters high, so I might just change that to 1.5 to see if that's high enough. And it absolutely is. I might even change it to -0.5. Probably 1 is good for this ramp, but you can see that that's now moving up along that topography at a kind of more appropriate and scaled height. Thank you for listening.